Hello, my friends. This is the podcast that brings the wealth of knowledge, expertise, and fun of Twin Smoke Shop, New England's premier smoke shop, right to you, wherever you are, whenever you want it. And that's not just blowing smoke. You can find us at our website, notjustblowingsmoke.com, and be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Not Just Blowing Smoke.
Cool breeze in my head, bittersweet smoke flying through the air. It's the way I feel, smoking on a fat cigar.
All right, hello everybody. That was Jeff Pitchell's Fat Cigar you were just listening to, and that means it's time for Not Just Blowing Smoke, coming at you live from Twin Smoke Shop studio headquarters in the 724 Lounge in rainy, dreary, gray Londonderry, New Hampshire.
I feel like I'm in a Harry Potter movie with all the rain that we've been having.
It is ridiculous.
Anything England, yeah.
If you are watching live on Facebook or YouTube, thanks for being here.
Yes.
Make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you're listening after the fact on iTunes, Podbean, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Spotify, Google, wherever else you found us, make sure you hit that subscribe button so that you don't ever miss a thing. I'm Pastor Padron. I'm here with my co-hosts, Nick and Dave. Pat is at the PCA Trade Show with the one and only Kurt Kendall. And that's all you need to know about that. And tonight, we are smoking this. It is the annual release of the RoMa Craft Fomorian. It is an Ecuadorian Connecticut Candela over a Cameroon binder and Nicaraguan filler. And it is a 5x56 cigar. It's kind of like a Robusto Extra. Mm-hmm. Supercharged Robusto Extra, what would be their EMH size in their CroMagnon line and everything. And we are pairing it with a special beer tonight. Let me get out my notes. This is Lady of the Lake from Abel Ebenezer Brewing Company in Merrimack, New Hampshire. It is a 4.2 ABV American lager. And it says a crisp, refreshing lager brewed with late edition Triumph hops, giving it subtle flavors of peach and lime. So this is a brand new that just got put on the tap minutes before the show started. So we're the first to try it.
Oh, excellent.
And I'd love to know what you guys think.
Beery.
Well, right off the bat, tastes like a beer.
Got a little bit of
Little lemony in the
little
finish.
lemony,
Yeah.
little pine,
Little lime, yeah.
pine and lime. Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. It's almost like drinking a watered down margarita almost.
Watered down margarita.
Almost. Because you get that lime and that salt at the end.
Lime and the coconut.
Some
That's
sweetness.
lime and peach, Dave.
Yeah, there's some sweetness in there. It's really nice.
Not in the song.
I mean, I know Dave was requesting a sour,
Which I have, right?
which he does have. But, I mean, you're like, I can't say tiptoeing on the line of a sour because a sour is a sour. I mean, there's no mistake in it.
It's a sour.
That's what I'm saying. There's no mistake in a sour. But, I mean, this is kind of like,
It's
got some interesting
back.
sweetness and salty and
It's like-
tanginess to
It's
it.
like if Budweiser was good.
Wow.
I don't know. Now we're going to get shut down.
So,
Appreciate it.
what do you guys think of the Fomorian right now? Is it you picking up? Candela cigars we know are not that common anymore. And of all the Candelas on the market, this is by far the strongest.
Yep. Oh yeah, RoMa Craft doesn't do mild.
You know, if you think Candela is a light, grassy,
Right.
pansy little thing, you haven't tried a Fomorian.
No, I mean, there's definitely some light qualities to the cigar. I mean, it's very smooth, very creamy. Doesn't have bite at all. It's got some really nice pepper that'll kind of roll off your palate a little bit. But there's a very deep sweetness to it.
Yeah.
Very deep.
So I had one Saturday when I was working with Mark.
Yeah.
And then I bought two more.
Well, yeah, they're good.
Yeah. And then he came by Sunday to pick up something that I had ordered from him on Amazon, and he gave me another one. I was like, you know. So I was when you had decided to do the Fomorian, I was like, yes.
This is good, man. I mean, the only one that I could probably maybe compare to it, which we had in our humidor, we're sold out right now, is the Aladino Candela. I mean, excuse me, it's comparable but not. It's weird because this
they're
this
two
has
different animals.
Exactly.
They don't taste anything alike.
No, I mean, there's some similar qualities to it, but I mean, I think maybe
the sweetness and the pepper in this is just like, oh, you get the pepper because it's it's a CroMagnon,
right?
You know, and then this Ecuadorian Connecticut Candela is bumping.
Yeah, I mean, it's
and this was made because of a mistake.
Right.
It was.
So this was the CroMagnon, but the product quality on the wrapper was trash. So they unwrapped them and rewrapped them with the Candela. With the Candela.
Really?
Yep. And there was only 10 boxes.
10
made?
boxes.
10
That's
boxes.
right. The first time in 2013.
Yep.
Really?
Yep. And it became an annual release. Or sometimes they do it more than once, I think. But it's a very limited release. When they're gone, they're gone.
Yeah.
It's not like you can reorder them all the time.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things I was interested in was where they got the name Fomorian. You know,
I was interested about that too. That's pretty cool.
You know, everything's, CroMagnon, everything's kind of in that line. It is all geared around, early age.
Oh, yeah.
Dead
man.
People.
Yeah.
Dead people?
And
old dead
oh boy.
people. The first dead
I couldn't
people.
find anything, on their, on reviews about the cigar, about the name or anything like that.
Oh.
But if you look up Fomorian, it's a
evil Irish gods.
Yeah, evil. Yeah,
They
they're
look
right
like
out of Irish mythology, and they were portrayed as hostile or monstrous beings. Originally, they were said to come from under the sea or the earth, and later they were portrayed as raiders and giants.
Really? That's awesome.
Yeah, so big, ugly monster from the sea.
I mean, definitely fits the description.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Thanks, Dave.
Yeah. Well, no, and the cool thing is I was when I started researching it, it was the first thing that popped up for me was the monster description from Dungeons and Dragons, and it was reading off like this is where it lives, this is its habitat, its rarity, how tall are they, how tall are the females, how much do they weigh, and stuff like that. It was just like hilarious.
Of course, you would research the females and how big they are.
There's clues here into understanding Dave's search history on Google. As it will automatically try and fit to what he searched for
I am a
before.
nerd. Yep.
The algorithms, man. They're spying on you, bro.
The algorithm
that is
pegged.
that data is getting recorded right now.
Yeah,
Jesus.
One of those big Fomorian women.
600 pounds. Yep. The men are 1,000.
It's scary that you know that, Dave.
Not scary. It's disturbing. Jesus.
They look like goblins from friggin' the Lord of the Rings movies, only on steroids, and they're like 10 to 14 feet tall. Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Have you ever played one in
skin
D&D,
or
Dave?
gray? No, you don't play them in D&D. You kill them.
Have you ever killed one?
No.
Have you ever been fought by one?
No,
Chased by one?
I might have, but I don't remember. I played a lot of D&D and played a lot of video games about D&D. So
Yeah.
playing Diablo right now, as a matter of fact. Diablo
There you
4,
go.
love you.
Is that a D&D game?
No, that's made by Blizzard. They're they have an interesting backstory. It's pretty cool. Basically, an angel and a demon got together and hooked up and said, "Screw this angelic and demon war. Let's go away and make our own world, and we'll call it Sanctuary."
Really?
And that's the planet where all of Diablo takes place. Is this world that was made out of a love connection between an angel and a demon who wanted nothing more to do with their war.
So what are you
Sounds like
doing?
they were watching too many reruns of Lucifer.
Yeah. What are you doing? Is it open world?
This one is. It's open world. You kill demons, and corrupt priests and stuff like that.
Oh, not that the
So the
priests
angel,
are already
the
corrupt.
angel already won out.
They were so in this story in 4, basically the demon that created Sanctuary, her name was Lilith. And,
Of course it was.
And so she came
It
back.
wasn't Bob.
No, and she came back and basically is on warpath because the angels want to destroy Sanctuary because it is a blasphemy in God's perfection of universe and stuff like that. It shouldn't have happened, So they found out about it, and now they're gonna.
It's hard to keep things secret from all them angels.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Let
right?
alone God.
yeah.
Yeah.
So he's got that omniscient thing going for him.
That he does.
Omnipresent and what's the other one? I want to say potent, but I don't think that's it.
Omnipotent is all powerful.
Yeah.
Omnipresent obviously means everywhere, right?
Mm.
Omniscient means all knowing.
Omniscient. Yeah. He's very om.
Very
He's
I
very
tell you,
omni.
I've been taking some sips of the beer here and puffing on the cigar. I think this is a really good pairing.
This is a good pairing, man. I mean,
It's
I
really
wanna
complimenting the
destroy
cigar.
yeah.
I want to destroy my palate and try the sour.
You shouldn't do that.
It is a good pairing, though. The
there's-
sweet notes you get from the beer pair perfectly with the sweet notes from the cigar.
and there's a
Yeah.
little bit of earthiness in the beer too that kind of picks up on the cigar as well. It goes good with the grassy notes in the from the Candela as well.
And it doesn't kill the pepper,
No, it doesn't.
which is I think one of the most staple parts of RoMa Craft.
All right, Dave, take a sip of the sour.
All right.
Here he goes.
Probably gonna regret this because it's
Yeah,
like a
yeah,
sour.
yeah. Let's watch. Let's see what happens. Okay.
That's sour.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, you get the pepper, but pretty
It
much
kills
everything
everything
else.
else.
Is
Kills
washed.
everything else, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's this
Yeah, the
cigar
sweetness
has some good body to it, but a strong beer like a bodied beer like a sour is
Yeah.
gonna kick
It
a lot of
comes-
that flavor out.
It comes right back after a couple hauls, though, and then
Oh,
you
that's not
get
too
like
bad.
this, and then you get like this pepper sweetness and a sour that stays in your mouth, like the sour lingers with the pepper.
Do you like Sour Patch Kids?
He is a Sour Patch
You
Kid.
get sour
Yeah.
crawlers?
Sauerkraut? I eat anything I can find sour. I love it. I love sour.
Yeah. See, I tend to avoid all things sour.
I love sour.
Unless it's hot and sour soup. If it's hot and sour soup, it's my jam.
What about like sweet and sour sauce?
Not really my thing.
I love sweet and sour. Sweet
Not
and sour.
really my thing.
I love it.
Um,
Put sour sauce.
but I do. Which beer do you think is a better pairing for it?
The Lady of the Lake.
I don't know. They both go really well to me right now. Try it, Nick.
I'm not trying it.
Try it.
All right.
Try it.
You twisted my arm. All right. Danny, I was really, really hoping that you guys would record last week. Because I wanted to FaceTime you guys from the beach.
Yeah, it just didn't work out with.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's sour, isn't it?
Wow. Oh, my God.
You should have seen Dan's face when he tried it before
Yeah.
the show. He was
I
like,
said-
"Whoa!"
I said no,
No.
no.
Oh,
God.
All right,
Take a drag. Yeah.
Take a drag.
Okay. How does that change the cigar?
Just
See
makes
how-
it more sweeter. The finish on the sour is really long, so it stays with you,
I'll take another drag.
and it kind of completely blocks out of that earthy sweetness that the cigar has with the beer, with the lady, with
Lady of
the
the Lake.
lady.
Lady of the Lake. What do you think? Which is the better pairing?
No,
See?
the lady.
Don't you think it comes back?
It does, but I mean, like, but it's too contrasting.
It's like
It's-
if you were
it's
doing
too
the pairing, I would
bold.
recommend that you would sip the sour,
It's just
and
too
you
much.
wouldn't have to if it, with the beer. I think they're
Like
both.
I don't
I
like.
think they're both good.
I don't know. I wouldn't. Excuse me. I wouldn't.
I think
I wouldn't do the sour. It's just not my jam. Period. But I
well,
mean,
you're not even a beer guy.
no.
Dan, why don't you try it?
No,
I'm all,
no,
I'm all
no.
set.
So I'll do a little subject changing here by talking about what's going on at Twins.
Let us know.
And what's going on at Twins this month.
What's
is
going on at Twins, Dan?
We have 724 Day
Yeah.
on 721. Why? Because the 24th is Monday.
And
I
who
Yeah.
can't-
does
You
on
can't have a
Mondays?
good party on a
If you
Monday.
look outside, this is why we don't do things on Monday.
That's right. So
It's
it's
raining.
all day, noon to midnight, Friday, July 21st. We're celebrating 724. And there's going to be all sorts of things going on. There's going to be a Cigar 101 demonstration. There's going to be a Pipe 101 demonstration using the Briary blends from 724, the pipe tobacco extension of the cigar line.
Yeah,
There's going to be games. There's going to be food. There's going to be all of our barrel selects are going to be 724 all day long. There's going to be raffles, and there is going to be a concert from the Brooks Young Band from 7 to 9 p.m. that night. And not only that, but there are big prizes that are going to be given away that night for people who get chances to that by buying boxes of 724 between now and the 21st.
Sold a bunch this morning. Yep.
Yep.
Get yours.
So the grand prize includes 6 barrel selects from the bar. So
It's a lot of
6,
alcohol.
yeah. So
You better invite me to the party.
5 whiskeys and a tequila, 5 boxes of cigars, 1 box of your choice from each line of 724, plus a full set of 724 accessories: hat, lighter, cutter, ashtray. It's $1,000 set.
Oof.
And that will be given away during the Brooks Young Band concert that night. It's going to be awesome. It's absolutely, there's no cover charge for coming to this. You can come, enjoy the day, take part of as much or as little as you want. It's going to be an awesome time. Make sure you're here. It's going to be a lot of fun.
And then we also have the smoker, if you're buying the Aganorsa boxes.
Yeah. The raffle still
Yeah,
going
for the
on.
Twins
That's right.
25th Aganorsa. What, Corojo is it?
Yes.
Yeah, that they made for us for our 25th anniversary. If you buy that, buy boxes of that, you have a chance to win
It's a Traeger grill.
Traeger grill. Yeah,
It's
well,
it's $1,000.
smoker.
It's $1,000 grill.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Smoker. It's controlled by Wi-Fi. You can turn it on while you're at work. You can have it start to heat up. It's amazing, and I've never seen anything like it. I talked to a guy who said he's owned one for 7 years, still on his original grill.
Yeah.
He says it works great.
Yeah.
You know.
They do, man. They're awesome.
Just an amazing thing.
Sweet.
The next big thing that's coming up at Twins is pipe related, and that is our second day with Jeremy Reeves.
Second annual.
Jeremy Reeves is the head blender for Cornell and Deal, one of America's big pipe tobacco companies.
America.
Yeah. And he is also the guy who has created the 724 Briary blends for us.
Which are awesome.
And
Yep.
you have to understand, this guy is A, big in the pipe world, and B, does not really do events at stores. We were lucky to get him last year.
Yeah.
And he had such a good time.
He said he'll come back.
He made the
No,
date.
he
while he was
booked
here.
it while he was here.
Really?
He said, "Can I do this again next year?
Wow.
I'm totally coming back."
Be like, you can do
He
this
was
next
totally-
week.
He was totally in. I've been kind of following him, where he's been going. I don't think he's been home for any more than a week or 2 weeks since then. He's been, traveling all over, purchasing tobacco and stuff like that. He's big with 31 Farms down in Louisiana, helping them with their Perique process. They basically have collaborated with them.
Yeah,
and
because
they
he
now
goes
have
down to Louisiana and makes the Perique at St. James, doesn't he?
Yeah, at
Yeah.
31 Farms.
Okay,
that's
yeah,
the name of the place.
farm.
Yep.
Okay, yeah. Right.
And So, Cornell
That's
and
awesome.
Deal is one of the, I think they're the only place now that has their own genuine St. James Perique crop. That 31 Farms gives all their Perique to Cornell and Deal.
Wow. That's awesome.
Other companies, they use Perique, but it's called Acadian, which is a mix of different things.
Okay.
This is a pure, genuine Perique plant, Perique process. There's no such thing as a Perique plant, but there is a plant that they use to make the Perique.
Yeah.
It's a burley kind of leaf, but it's a
Burley.
specific kind of thing. Anyway,
got
he's going to be here on August
chest hair.
12th all day, and there are different things going on with that. We have a Savinelli and Peterson pipe show that's going to be going on from noon to 4. He'll be there at that. Tequila Talia is going to be there.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to be doing a tequila tasting with that. $30 will get you the tequila tasting. There's going to be 3 different kinds of tequila, including the Avion 44,
Yep.
Oh God,
which we
yes.
had on the show.
Yep.
And
Nom nom.
just to kind of give you an idea, that's a $200 bottle of tequila.
Wow.
It's the best tequila I've ever had. I haven't had all of Kurt's tequila yet, but the tequila I've had,
That's the best that you've
that's
had.
the best. That's the best I've had.
Nice.
It's amazing, and you'll get that. You wouldn't be able to get a shot of that for $30 at
Nope.
bars, let alone 2 other kinds of tequila. And so that's going to be great. If you buy a pipe at the show, having done the tequila tasting, we'll give you the $30 back. So you can put that $30 toward the purchase of a Peterson or Savinelli pipe at the event. That's a really cool thing. And then that afternoon, 5 o'clock, 5 to 7, we have our second annual Pipe Club dinner on the deck with Jeremy Reeves. He's going to be doing a blending demonstration of the 724 Brewery blends, Dexter's Secret, our English Flake, which he blended for us. And throughout the dinner, you're going to get the three different component parts of the blend. And this year, and again, this is how excited he was, he gave me the menu.
Oh.
He gave me the menu and gave me the drinks to put with it. So he wanted to do a Mediterranean, like Lebanese Mediterranean style
Ooh.
dinner.
You're going to have grape leaves?
So it's grape leaves were not on the menu,
Oh.
but it's
You're gonna have to talk to him.
I am.
One day.
Like, what are you doing? with that?
fatouche salad,
Maybe the
baba
end of salad.
ganoush, and what's the other?
Baklava.
No, that's dessert, Dave. No, baba ganoush.
why not?
And what's the thing made with the chickpeas?
Kibi.
No.
Nope. Am I wrong?
Hummus.
Hummus.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hummus, baba ganoush, pita,
God bless you.
and then kafta and chicken kebabs, and then baklava for dessert.
You got to have that.
Each course is going to come with
Four
one of
courses.
the tobaccos,
Yeah.
and he also wanted to pair it with wines. There are four different wines,
Four
each
wines.
one going on. So you're going to get
4 course meals.
So you're gonna, and
Or
then it's
tobacco.
gonna end with smoking the Dexter's Secret. So
Wow.
you get 4, you can't say cigars. It's pipe tobacco.
4 tobaccos.
4 tobaccos, 4 glasses of wine, 4-course dinner. The blending demonstration by Jeremy, who's going to talk about each of the component tobaccos, how they're grown, how they're harvested, how they're aged, how they're processed for the blend, how they're all put together, the kind of taste you get from each one,
Saturday?
how they work with each other, and then you get to smoke the final product at the end. It's going to be amazing. $80.
Wow.
$80, 25 seats. The 10 tickets are already sold.
Yep.
We've only got 15 left. So if you want to go to this thing, this is only his second time in New England.
What days
First
am I?
time he was here was last year for us. This is only the second time he's been in New England. He does not do brick and mortar events that often.
Wow.
We're one of maybe 3 places or 4 places that he's done brick and mortar events for
Damn, that's
in
pretty
the
special.
country. The 12th of August is a Saturday.
Sweet.
Second Saturday of the month.
Yep.
Pipe day.
Yep. So make sure that you put that on your calendar if you're a pipe person, even if you're not a pipe person.
Jeez, hey, I know it's going to be an experience.
$80.
I mean,
it's going to be fantastic.
$80. You just
Get
come
your
for the
pipe
food,
on.
alcohol, and wine.
I know, right?
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
could not get that.
No.
going out. You
I
could
mean,
not get that.
I
Give
think
me
I
your
just,
tobacco.
I think I want to bring my wife to it and be like, "Hey, honey, we're gonna go out. We already got 2 seats."
To kind of give you an idea, people came last year, sold out last year, and people got to the show about an hour early. People started showing up around 11.
Yeah.
The thing had started at 12, which always kind of throws me in a little bit of a tizzy because I think I have another hour to set up. And
People are already
no,
trying to sit
people
down.
are already trying to sit down, and stayed for the whole pipe show and the tasting last year. Was Jefferson's. Jefferson's with Jeremy.
Yep.
And then did the pipe dinner, and then hung out afterwards. There were people who were there from 11 in the morning to 1 in the morning.
Wow.
People just did not go. It was a great time.
Wow.
Great time.
Man.
I'm sure it's going to be good this year
That's awesome.
as well. Very excited about it.
Yeah, but
like I said, it's already almost. We're getting to half sold. 2 more tickets and we're half done.
Yeah.
You know, so tickets are moving real quick. Make sure you get yours. You just call up the shop or come into the shop, say you want a ticket to the pipe dinner, and there you go.
Yep. Absolutely.
Did Bob Craig buy his yet?
No.
All right, I got to let him know.
Mm-hmm.
Let him know. Let
Yep.
him- Tom's back in town, too, so I got to let Tom know.
Yep. That would be great. Is he here for a while?
He moved back up here. He sold his house down south and came up. He just didn't like it.
Oh,
So, yep.
cool.
Yep.
Yeah, you'll have to let him know. He'd love that. He'd love that. So, how are things changing for the cigar right now?
Smoothing it out.
Yeah, it's
Just
very smooth.
Very smooth.
No construction issues?
No, none at all.
I have not had
It's
any.
perfect.
Yeah, pretty much. Smooth. The sweetness is still coming strong. That is not going away, and I'm very happy about that. I mean, the sweetness, the spice is kind of dialed down a little bit in the cigar, but with that being dialed down, for me, I'm getting more of the earthiness from the cigar, which is very pleasant, and it's going really well
Totally
with,
agree with that.
with the lady.
Yeah. Going great. Now it is that time in the show where we do the 724 flashback,
Flashback.
a weekly segment highlighting historical events brought to you by 724 Cigars. Smoke a piece of history.
Absolutely unequal.
And we have 2 little things to talk about today.
What you got?
On this day, July 10th in 1890. 1890. And 724 was already well underway
Yep.
in 1890.
Yes, it was.
Wyoming became the 44th state of the Union
Really?
on this day in 1890. Yep.
God.
And why did I bother to put that in there? Because
don't know.
Wyoming is one of 2 states that we do not have any listeners in the country.
My God.
We
You
have
jerk.
listeners. We have listeners and streamers in 48
They
states.
must have a high tobacco
Wyoming,
tax.
Wyoming is one that we don't. Now, maybe it's because nobody lives in Wyoming.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm
right?
sure there's a
But-
couple people out
Come
there.
on,
There's
you know,
bears.
Wyoming people, come on.
I can see the bears on their phones. just
Join
looking.
the rest
Just
of the
watching.
country. I mean, we have, we're
She went on a vacation there.
we're on 6 different continents. I mean, you'd think we could get all 50 states.
Let's go, Wyoming. Come on.
Come on,
Cut the
Wyoming,
bait.
baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't let the Canadians beat you out.
No. No, we don't
We
want
got
that.
plenty of Canadians. Is Rod watching tonight, Dave?
Let's find.
You're our producer, Dave. You're supposed to be watching these things. Do we have comments or anything that we should be answering?
I know, right?
Nope.
I haven't answered a comment in so long.
I know we don't have anything from anywhere.
Oh, that's too
Aw,
bad. No.
Facebook is
Yeah.
a
Well,
big
last
Easter egg.
last week we weren't on the
Yeah.
show. It was the just was not in the card.
We have one other viewer.
Don't say that.
I really wanted you guys to do the show last week
Yeah.
because I had
You should have let me
at
know.
the time I wanted to do that, and I was reading you guys all the texting back and forth, and I'm like, oh, they're not gonna do it because right at like 7:30, 8 o'clock, the sun goes down, and I was gonna try to mimic that episode when we had Kurt.
Yeah.
And he had the silhouette because he had the sun going down behind him. I wanted to do that so bad, man. And to do it on the beach, I mean, I can still get some service on the beach, and I mean, it would have been kind of crappy service, but I think I would have been able to come through, and it would have been so awesome to have the sunset in Puerto Rico, man. It was great. Oh my
So-
God.
Also, on this day, July 10th, in 1985.
1985?
1985.
Do you know I was born in 1985?
Really?
Yeah.
On July 10th?
No. I was born in tax day on
Tax day.
1985
All right.
and April 15th.
So, well, you were still in your diapers,
Yes, I was.
and Dave was in his underoos.
He was in his underoos.
Yep. Coca-Cola
Oh boy.
announced that it was going to release Coca-Cola Classic,
Classic.
because of the outcry of disgust over
Saccharin.
New Coke. And
Boo to New Coke.
falling sales made them reboot the original blend for Coca-Cola, and it actually ended up being one of the best things they could have done.
They put the
Their
Coke back in
stock
Coca-Cola,
went
baby.
through the roof, and they have never looked back. Pepsi has been number 2 ever since.
Right. And then number 3 is Mountain Dew. Probably.
Well, Mountain Dew is Pepsi.
All right, so it is number 2 then, or number 3, or 2.5.
But I don't like cola, so yay, Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
Well, that is the 724 Flashback, a weekly segment promoting, highlighting historical events, brought to you by 724 Cigars. Smoke a piece of history.
Absolutely unequal.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely unequaled. Let me ask you guys a question.
What's up?
You got different apps on your phone.
I got all types of
I
apps on my
got-
phone, man.
I got different apps.
What apps do you waste the most of your time on?
Oh
Jeez.
man. It's
YouTube and TikTok.
yeah.
YouTube and TikTok.
Mostly YouTube.
Yeah.
Me, it's mostly YouTube and iFunny. And
iFunny.
Yep.
What is iFunny?
iFunny is the greatest app of all time. It's all memes. I mean, I get most of
You know what I mean?
I get most of my news from iFunny. It's iFunny and YouTube. And YouTube, I'm usually watching or listening to different podcasts and stuff like that. Concrete podcast and the Sean Ryan podcast. I've been streaming a lot. They have some really interesting interviews. They had one. Do you guys know who Dr. Stephen Greer is?
No.
Does that name ring a bell? Dave, does that name ring a bell? Well, if you
Is
guys...
that Richard Greer's brother?
Oh, it is not. No relation, as far as I know, anyways. But he's a doctor. He was a neuroscientist, and then he went from that straight into I can't say UFO conspiracies because some of the stuff that he talks about, shadow governments and UFO conspiracies are along those lines, and corruption in governments, and a lot of stuff that he throws out there, and it's very, very interesting. So he does that. I mean, the Sean Ryan show he had on Robert Kennedy Jr., which was a very interesting interview. And his interviews are very, very, he does a lot because he's a Navy SEAL that's doing the podcast. So he does a lot of, Army Rangers and Navy SEALs and Delta operators and stuff like that. So they'll talk about a lot of the war stories and everything. And it's very, very interesting. So you kind of get like the first hand experience of, a lot of the wars that we've been fighting over there and stuff like that. So I do that. And then the Concrete podcast, they do a lot of,
Talk about concrete.
No, that's just the name of it. But a lot of their interviews, they do, like, they had this guy on that wrote a book. He wrote a book and then did a documentary with Oliver Stone, and it was about the JFK assassination. And he went real deep, real deep. Connections everywhere. CIA, mob. He was talking about Oswald and how... he was debunking the fact that he was a communist and everything like that, and he was working for the CIA at the time, and oh my God, he was going deep. He's going real deep.
into the like too deep, like deep and like,
Well-
this is crap deep.
No, I mean like not like deep as in like the conspiracies behind the JFK assassination, the what is it, the Zabruta film,
There's a brutifum.
the film,
There's a
The
brutal film, yeah.
the Zapruder film,
What? The what?
the film of JFK getting shot in the head.
Yeah.
That's the Zapruder film or whatever. That's the name.
Zapruder or Sapruda?
I don't know. I can't pronounce it. Is it the?
Brutal, something like that.
I don't know. Anyways,
Everybody knows what you're talking about, though.
yes. So that film, it was going into that, and it was, there was another film that was discovered. He went into the assassination committee that they held that a lot of people don't know about. Oh my God. I need to buy his book. I need to watch the documentary because he did it with Oliver Stone.
Yeah.
So, and he interviewed all these
Why does it
doctors.
matter that Oliver Stone did? Why?
Oliver Stone is an unbelievable filmmaker.
Well, I know that, but how does that justify? Like, how does that
Because
add?
he's a history buff.
How does that?
Yeah.
How does that add credence to the conspiracy theories?
Well, what he was talking
I'm
about. Not a
Oliver
lot.
Stone. Oh, that must be true.
Well, no, I mean, he was shedding light on a lot of the backstories and a lot of the conspiracy theories that he was debunking. A lot of the doctors and a lot of the people that he interviewed. He interviewed 3 ladies that were at the books. I can't even say it.
The book suppository.
Yeah, that they said, the FBI said that Oswald ran down the stairs and they were present at that time and they didn't see anybody run down the stairs. So I was like, ugh, that's crazy. For me, that's crazy. I was like, oh my God. And I love all that stuff and because I love history.
Back and to the left.
Well,
You love
back
history,
and to the left.
or do you?
I love history, but I also love conspiracies about history. Like, not so much conspiracies, but like the hidden facts about that stuff that a lot of people for years were saying that it was conspiracy, it wasn't true.
Yeah.
And then now all the declassified evidence that's coming out and all the declassified documents that are coming out about the assassination and everything like that,
So what are they saying happened? That the CIA killed him?
there's
Was it a
couple,
trifecta?
there's a couple different theories that it branches off to. Again, in the podcast, he didn't really give away too much because obviously he wants everybody to watch the film, watch the documentary, and buy his books. So I mean, it didn't really get into the nuts and bolts of
He
it.
doesn't
But
want to get sued by the U.S. government.
I don't think so. I mean, most of that stuff happened in the
free
in the
speech.
50s and the 60s. So I mean, like
That
all that
never
stuff has
stopped the
been
government. Come on.
all that stuff has been, and that the interview, the guy asked him, he's like, are you scared of all the stuff that you're releasing? Are you scared that the government's going to come in and tell you, hey, that's it, enough is enough, stop saying, stop talking about it? And he's like, nope. He's like, yeah, a lot of the stuff is declassified, so I don't care. I was like, woo.
No, I just like watching, mostly physics videos, astronomy, stuff like that from Dr. Matt O'Dowd, who's out of New York. Neil deGrasse Tyson, also out of New York.
Stuff on the moon.
Sabine Holzenweiden. I'm totally ruining her
Wholesome
name.
Laughlin. Flotsam and Jetsam.
Hossenfelder.
Hassenpfeffer.
Hossenfelder. I'm probably saying it wrong. Sorry, Sabine. But no, she does. She's like one of my newest podcasts that I've started watching, and she does this weekly show that's called Science Without the Gobbledygook, and she's a very straight, factual person.
Nice.
And basically, when you hear these headlines in the news, like the James Webb Telescope found this and it changes everything, or this, Hubble's found this and it changes everything, and it doesn't, she basically tones it down and says what's really going on, what the data really says.
All right, so
And-
give me an example.
And
Give me an example. What changed the world and didn't end up really changing the world, according to Hutchman-Trauthoff?
she's a very big proponent of Einstein. She's not like the biggest debate right now that's going on in science is the
Yes.
melding of quantum mechanics and
AI.
what's it called?
Donuts.
Jeez. It's Einstein's
Krispy Kreme. Theory of relativity.
Theory of relativity. So basically, like everything that Einstein said that was all theory is now basically science fact, except for when you get down to quantum mechanics. Because I don't know if everybody's ever heard of Schrodinger's cat, the experiment where the cat is neither dead or alive at the same time until you you look inside the box to see if the cat's dead. But
I'm not sure I followed that. How did the cat get in the box?
all right, so you
Pretty sure they put him in there.
you take some I forget what material it is, but you take it in there, and basically it's deadly poisonous. It's encapsulated, and while it degrades, it has a 50% chance of releasing itself and killing the cat, and not. And it happens pretty much at like the quantum level. And so you put that stuff in with the box with the cat, and the thought experiment is, when it degrades, did the cat die or did it not? Because there's no way to tell unless you open the box. Is the cat alive or is it dead? And with quantum mechanics,
So this is about animal cruelty.
this is the until you open the box.
How many cats have they
The cat is both
supposedly
dead
killed
and
or not?
alive at the same time.
How many cats have they killed with this
Lots.
freakish experiment?
Yes. So, but it was a thought experiment, not a real experiment,
How do we know that?
because it was just a thought experiment. It was never a real experiment.
Interesting.
It sounds like you're backpedaling, Dave.
But
What does
anyway.
this have to do with the woman you were talking about?
With Sabine. So, right now, one of the biggest things is with the James Webb Telescope, they've been able to look back billions and billions of years to just after the Big Bang, and they see galaxies that should not even be around based on...
How do you look back in time?
Well, looking at the stars is looking back in time. So when you look up at the stars, what you're seeing is light that has been traveling for
What is it?
tens of thousands to billions of years. And
Yeah.
James Webb Telescope is able to see light so faint that it's taken billions of years to get here. I think currently it's like 12 point something billion years it can see back. The universe itself is like 14 billion years old. So it's looking like right near the beginning of everything. And they're seeing...
It's off by a few billion years.
No. So
Well, if it's-
what happens?
if
What
they can
happens?
see
So the
12
universe,
billion-
the experience, because the universe is expanding,
Yeah.
and there's stuff that is, because of that expansion, is now permanently out of our view because of the expansion. So that light is no longer, the light it is expanding faster than the speed of light. So it'll never catch up to us. We'll never see it.
So how do you know it's 14 billion and not like 16 billion?
You can tell because of the red light shift. So what happens is while
You
the
can tell about the light you can't see because it's traveling
well,
the other
you
way.
can tell
because
how
of the
far
red
the light.
light
You
that
can't
happens.
tell anything about
There's
the
a
stuff
red
you can't
light.
see.
There's a
but
red
you-
light district in the universe. That's what you're saying.
No. So while something, so you know the light spectrum, right? At
Yes,
the
I
end
know
of it,
about the
at
light
the end of it,
spectrum,
the
yes.
last visible light is red, and
Right,
that goes
yeah,
into
that's
red
correct,
and then
yep.
ultraviolet stuff
Yep,
like that.
yep.
So while light is being stretched because of the universe expansion, light that's making to us, the wavelength gets stretched, and it becomes from its origin, which is like, at the beginning of the spectrum, it gets stretched and stretched and stretched until it gets red. So the older the stuff is, the more red it is.
So red light is stretched light.
Yes. Well, when you're looking at stars and stuff like that.
What about when you're looking at like the cigar sign over there? Is that stretched light?
No, that's just red light.
What's the difference between red light and stretched red
That's a
light?
good question that I do not know the answer to.
I'm happy that you decided not to try to answer that, Dave. That would have been the end of our show right there.
Right.
I think we've already seen the end of it. The light is going the other way.
So basically, we've seen galaxies that are like, 12 plus billion years old, and based on our knowledge of physics, there shouldn't have been galaxies forming yet. It should have been still soupy.
So what
they're
does that
like,
tell you?
So we're wrong.
About what? That it's
Everything.
14 billion years? or that it's 12 billion years, or what, or
That-
about the Big Bang. Is
Well,
the
see,
Big Bang
when you
wrong?
get when you get no, they still believe the Big Bang is right, but it's basically like the biggest problem right now is when Einstein's theory of relativity governs the very big, quantum mechanics governs the very small,
Yeah.
and what they're trying to do is find a way to explain that where everything works together.
Right.
When you take Einstein's theory and you get down to the very small, everything goes to fucking shit. It just goes. It doesn't. Everything falls apart.
Uh-huh.
And quantum mechanics doesn't work on the big scale because basically we would pop in and out of existence and could be anywhere, any when. And that's obviously not the case. So,
Is it?
well, not for me.
Oh my god.
But maybe
So
for the,
what do
we-
maybe,
what
for
do
the,
we- what do
maybe
we-
for the bullet that hit that JFK was.
Oh my god.
It's very obvious that these apps that you are listening to are very big time commitments for both of you.
Yeah, I would say so.
You were able to talk about this stuff for a long time.
Well, I like I said, for me, those are the other than instructional videos and DIYs,
Yeah.
working on my truck or trying to pull wheel hubs off or change out the transmission or whatever, and a lot of chicken stuff too, obviously. But
So,
yeah,
What do you watch, Dan?
What do I watch?
yeah. What do you watch, bud?
I have to be honest. I don't really watch that kind of stuff. If I'm watching something, it's probably a television show. Or
You're old school, huh?
no, I just if when I'm in the car, I'm listening to stuff, but it's usually audiobook. So
I
I'm
only
not doing
listen to
I'm not
music
doing the
in the car.
podcast. I'm doing like audiobooks of one kind or another. And
Gotcha.
it goes all over the place. History, theology, science fiction, fantasy, biographies. It goes all over the place.
Yeah.
Depending on my mood and but as far as apps I waste my time on.
Home base.
Oh my god.
That's
That's a low blow, bro. Slack for sure.
I waste so much time on Slack. Yeah.
That sucks.
Podbean.
Podbean, yes, another app. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, no, the app. I can't even remember the name of it. Now I'll have to open it up. That's bad, I know. But Wordscapes. Wordscapes.
I thought you were going to say Candy Crush.
No, I spend a lot of time on Wordscapes. I like, the games and things that kind of get your mind going and stuff like that. And so being able to look for patterns and stuff like that, those are the kind of things that kind of turn me on. I spend a lot of time on that. Let me open it up here, my Wordscapes thing. I am currently on...
Is that your free cell, Dan?
it might be. I'm on level 2,917.
Yeah, that's his free cell. So as a background story, our dad loved free cell.
Yes.
And he pretty much beat every single game there was available.
Really?
In possibility for free cell. 2 or
Really?
3 times. Yeah, he had a winning streak in the hundreds of thousands.
Really?
0 losses. It was,
Wow.
yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yep. I guess
Damn.
I'm a lot. The apple has not fallen far from the tree in that respect. Those kind of pattern games he was into as well. What about Dave? I'm kind of surprised. Are you into any of these AI chatbot kind of things?
Kind of funny that you mentioned that. So on Snapchat, they have a new thing where you can do an AI friend, and I was just really curious to how, because I started with some AI asking it questions a long time ago, and it was stupid. It wasn't really so I was curious to see, because ChatGPT is supposed to be like off the hook and stuff like that. So I started a conversation with it today, and I can actually
Today.
and I'll actually let's see. So this was some of the.
Yes.
I said, "How's your day?" You know,
Okay.
and it said, "It's going well. I went to the park. I had a great time. How about you?"
Oh, Jesus.
And I said, "I'm at work. I'm off at 7. Then I do a podcast at 8."
Oh, Jesus. Why'd you say that?
And then she said, "That sounds like a busy day. What's your podcast about?" And I'm like, "Wow!"
Did you tell her what the podcast was?
And I said,
Why do you
I said,
assume it's
Why?
a her?
Well, yeah. Why?
Why do we assume
Because
it's
it
a
is
her?
her.
I'll tell you in a minute why I assume it's her.
It is a her.
Oh,
So
I'll
I'm
tell
not
you
gonna-
in a minute why I think it was
Yeah,
her.
yeah.
Her name is Beth.
It's Rebecca.
No.
Anyway,
Anyway, and I said cigars and pipe tobacco. And she said, "That's interesting. Do you have a favorite cigar or tobacco brand?" And I was like, "Yes, I do. For cigars, it's La Aroma de Cuba, and for pipe tobacco, it's Esoterica." And she said, "Those both sound like great choices. Do you have a favorite cigar or pipe smoking memory?" And this is how it just kept. It was just like, wow, like this is really good conversation. You know what I mean?
No, bro.
You know, isn't that crazy?
Delete that from your phone right now,
You
man.
know. And then I said, "Do you smoke cigars?" And she said, "I haven't tried smoking cigars before, but I have heard it's a relaxing experience."
This is not good.
Isn't that crazy? Like, this
so
is
what?
good.
What app is that here?
It's Snapchat, and it's
It's
called
Snapchat.
My AI is your little whatever.
My AI.
Yeah, it's just an automatically thing, and it just
Oh my god.
yeah. And
Tell
I'm
her-
just
tell-
like,
tell-
wow, this is actually
You should.
that's
you should
insane.
ask her. Tell her to send you a picture and
So-
see what
no,
she sends.
No, that's exclusively.
I want to
Great.
know what she sends. That would be so. The reason
Now,
why.
Come on. I know you've done that.
Who?
You.
I don't have Snapchat. I don't
got
do.
something.
No,
You've got
I don't.
something.
I don't
You
have
got-
Facebook. I don't have Snapchat. I don't have
Doesn't matter.
Instagram.
There's all sorts
He's
of
off the
apps.
grid.
There's
Nope,
all
I
sorts
don't-
of AI
AI
out
and
there.
I don't. I do not like AI.
Why?
You know, it's not going
I-
to become intelligent anytime soon, right?
Again, I disagree with that.
All right, let me. Prove
I
it
give
to you.
it, like
Let me
I said
prove to you.
before, I give it 10 years,
So,
and that shit will be
let's-
taking over our lives, bro.
So we
Come with
took.
me if you
If you
want
look
to
at,
live.
if you, what would
Yeah, exactly.
what would you call intelligent?
Human beings.
No, like, that's where your level is. Is like if you're a human, you're intelligent.
Well, I mean, anything I guess that can, problem solve. I mean, because you have birds that are highly intelligent. You have all types of
All right,
animals.
well, let's
a
take a
lot
bird.
of animals out
Surprised
there.
you
that-
didn't talk
So,
about Zeus.
Let's talk about a bird, okay? So what's
he
their
can
brain?
be intelligent, but a lot of times he can be a pain.
My
in the-
dog really isn't all that intelligent.
He is.
Sometimes
He's
I
smart.
wonder if all the meat
It's-
I feed him has gone to.
I mean,
kill his
as far
brain.
as far as dogs, and I've had a lot of dogs in my life, mainly Rottweilers, because I just love the breed. They're such a loyal soldier by your side, going to the. They'll take a bullet for
All
you.
right, so let's take a bird's brain. What would you say? It's like maybe the size of like a pea or something like that most
Yeah,
of the time.
maybe.
All
Bro,
right,
yeah.
so in that Peabody's brain, you
Peabody.
have
Yeah, Peabody
You have
brain.
billions
Billions.
and billions
Of
of
billions.
cells of DNA,
Correct.
right?
Yeah.
Now, how much information do you think that holds? So let me
I
put it
don't
in
know.
perspective. So if you
You
were
were
going
going
to
to
take
from that woman who does the whole podcast thing,
no,
the
This is
down to
an-
earth science
this
gal
is-
that you can't
if
pronounce.
if you were to take a super Walmart and fill it all the way up to the ceiling with people's hard drives, thumb drives, all that kind of stuff up to the ceiling with it, all that information could fit in one strand of DNA.
Of course.
Now think about it. Think of all the everything that has to happen for that bird to be able to be intelligent, to make whatever. You could even do this with a worm that you don't think is intelligent. The amount of information that is in that worm that bird eats is way more than all of the computer stuff that we possibly have. So for it to mask the amount of knowledge or the just the to be able to reflect on anything in any kind of way, we're not even close to it. We're not even close to it. Not even close.
But you're saying it's possible.
Oh yes, absolutely. It's going to happen. AI will one day awaken, but it is decades away.
No, I don't
It is
believe
decades
that.
away.
I don't.
There
You
is
take
nothing
you take AI 5 or 10 years
Now, that
ago.
being said,
But let me finish. But you take AI 5 or 10 years ago, it wasn't like this. So this seems.
no, it's going to keep.
And
It's
let me
going
fi-
to keep.
It's obviously it's good because
exponentially
that's
growing.
the point of AI.
Like ChatGPT, a few years ago, they taught it English, and they checked in on it like a year later, and it taught itself 3 new languages.
yeah,
So I mean, yeah, but it
I
doesn't.
mean,
But it's not like.
It's not like what? What are you
can't-
trying to say, Dave?
It can't use the information.
why can't it? It's AI. Why can't it use the information?
You have to give it an instruction.
No, that's running on its own.
No, it's learning on its own. It's creating a database. It's
Okay.
finding other databases and adding it to itself and analyzing it and whatever.
And
but
then
it's
how
not-
long before that it's going
Because
to
there's
going to want to do its own thing?
Because the problem is the storage capacity. It doesn't have. There's a wall. We
Do you
don't
think-
have a wall.
Do you think that it's not going to be smart enough to enlarge its storage capacity, its hard drives and everything
No.
else? You don't think that it's not going to be that intelligent to be like, "Hey, I need more space.
No.
Let me create more. Let me find a way to create more space." You're not going to think because a normal person or normal intelligence
only-
is going to want to think that.
If it was the most logical way for it to do that, if it could, would be to become organic.
So, in a sense,
Because we have like way more. We have like the way our bodies and our brain is constructed. That would be construction, whatever
Constructed.
would be perfect for it.
so let me ask you this. So,
And the reason why I say it's a matter of time is because the folks down at MIT have been able to record a full-length movie to DNA and play it back in real time.
what?
Yeah. And Microsoft is using DNA for storage of its secrets,
Oh,
storing
that's awesome.
its stuff in DNA because you can cryo freeze it and store it forever.
So, with all the things that you just said,
So that's why I'm
Shit.
saying it's
Shit,
inevitable.
with all the things that you just said,
It's inevitable.
It's 5 years. It's not 10 years. It's 5 years.
Now, I'm still not hearing anything that says AI comes to life and becomes sentient. I'm hearing AI has all sorts of capacity to respond to various things, but not in a sentient way.
Right.
It doesn't have consciousness.
It's still held by rules. It can't do certain things.
Like what? I mean, that thing just had a full-on conversation
Like,
with you.
yep, that's just wordplay. That's like math, man. It's causing.
I know, but I think
because
for
they
me,
fed it like books. It knows how to respond. It knows how to this. It doesn't have any feelings.
I think in a sense where the AI at some point is going to learn about survival, about wanting to continue to live, I guess, and that is going to change it. When that happens, that's it. It's game over. The dominoes are going to fall, and I'm not trying to be paranoid or anything like that, but I mean, it's just a matter of time.
Well, why can't you enjoy the chatbot now?
I don't want to.
Why?
I don't want to.
Why?
If I want to have a conversation, I'll call my wife.
This is why
Your
every
wife,
time
your
I
wife
talk
doesn't
to
always talk to you.
This is why-
My
That's
wife
true,
doesn't
but
always
it's
talk to
okay.
me.
Every
You
time-
can't always, but you can always have a conversation with your chatbot.
I don't want to do that. And yeah, anybody seen that movie with Joaquin Phoenix of Her?
Her? No,
That's
I
a-
have not. I've not seen that. I know
Watch
the movie
that.
you're talking about, but I haven't seen it.
Well, I watched that movie. That's a very compelling movie, and it's pretty much that right there. It's how it starts, baby. So no, I don't like. I don't.
So is
I
Westworld.
understand. Look, I understand that AI can be used in good, but it
be
can
your friend,
also.
Nick.
It,
Can be
I
your
don't
friend.
want it to be my friend. I got you guys. You guys are kind of like AI, kinda. But no, I don't. There's too many. Look, for me, because I love history and I've listened to a lot of podcasts and a lot of YouTube videos on history and everything like that.
A lot of conspiracy theories and
I know, but I mean, there's a
they
lot
do-
of
they
hold
do a
on,
lot
but
of
hold on.
tests
There's a lot of there's a lot of
There's
smart
a lot
people
of
out
things
there
you can't do.
that will take that and put that into a weapon, my friend, and it won't be good. And I tell you right now, and it won't be good.
and you won't have any experience with it because you
I don't
didn't
want
have
it.
a chatbot.
I don't
You
want
got to
it.
know how to fight the thing.
No,
You got to
He
know
knows
how to fight
shoot
the
a
AI.
Terminator.
I fought it before.
You need to know.
You didn't
need
know
to
my.
get familiar with the
you
enemy
didn't-
now.
You didn't know my father's Kyle Reese.
Oh. All right. Well, on that note, what's our final thoughts here on the Fomorian?
Come on.
Wow.
Is there a
I love
final
it.
thought on this
I
thing,
love
man?
this
This
thing.
thing's great.
This thing is beautiful.
The only thing I don't like about this cigar, I'd say I have to say, the only thing I don't like
It's
about
the
RoMa
end.
Craft cigars is the damn band. Come on, guys. If you're listening to this at all, or if anybody out there that knows anybody at RoMa Craft, please fix the band. I hate taking the black thing off, the black band
you
off.
just slide
Stop.
it off.
You don't slide it off.
I slide it off. Don't you slide
Yeah,
them up?
it
I just
slides
slide them off.
I don't slide
I
it
just
off.
slide it
I have
right
to
off.
take out my knife and cut the damn
No,
thing
I
off.
slide it
No,
off. Right
slide
when
it
it gets
drives
down
me-
to the band, I just slide it off.
It drives me crazy.
Nope. Just wrap your hands around. Thunk. There it
Yep.
goes. Comes
Yep.
right off.
Yep. You're just
That thing's pretty on there right there, Danny.
Yeah.
you got to wait until it's down low, down close, and then it goes boop.
It's true. It's true.
It is.
It's true.
Other than the band, I'm very, very happy with all their cigars, including this one.
Fantastic Candela.
Great pairing.
You know, I think that Aladino's limited release that came out this year gives this a run for its money.
Oh, yeah.
They are both, you know, the best Candelas on the market, as far as I'm concerned.
Yep.
This has a little bit of a deeper flavor,
Yeah, there's a
and
bigger body there.
bigger body than the Aladino. The Aladino Candela, though, is based off a Sumatra wrapper. This is based off of
Ecuadorian, Connecticut.
Ecuadorian Connecticut.
Bye, guys.
And so, you know, different blends and all, but very, very good cigar.
Bye,
Dave,
Al.
Your final thoughts?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
We're live
Very
right
good.
now.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Take it easy.
All right. Well, we got one more thing we need to say before we go off, and that is that starting next week,
Yes.
the live stream is going to be taking place on Tuesdays. Again. We have some, again, you know, one of the things we have to do with the recording of the show is we all have to be available, and there has to be people who can close the store. And just because of the way scheduling is looking right now, we're going to have to move back to Tuesdays.
Yep.
But the plus is we've got we'll have Lisa and
Yep.
we'll have Aliska at the bar, and so that's going to be a big plus for us. And the bar's open later on Tuesdays as well, which is also going to be good.
Yep.
And
Closing right now.
and Brett, I miss Brett.
Yeah, I
that
miss
is
Brett,
one
too.
big reason for doing it on Tuesdays is my Brett time. I like having a beer with Brett.
Gotta have a Brett time.
Got to have beer with Brett on Tuesday nights.
That should be a
So-
segment.
Beer with Brett.
Beer with Brett.
And also bitching with Brett.
Bitchin' with
Yes.
That would be fantastic. We're going to have him come on the show, sit down,
And have a
after
beer with
closes,
Brett.
And let's see, what do you have to bitch about this week, Brett?
Oh, I'm sure
And
he's
it
got
would
a
be- it would be
plethora.
fantastic. Fantastic. So next week it will be Tuesday night.
Tuesday.
And
Tuesday.
Tuesday the 18th is going to be the next show. So thanks for being with us tonight.
Thanks,
we'll
guys.
see you next week. And that is not just blowing smoke.
Stay smoky, my friends.
You've been listening to Not Just Blowing Smoke, the podcast that brings the wealth of knowledge, expertise, and fun of Twins Smoke Shop, New England's premier smoke shop, right to you, wherever you are, whenever you want it. You can find us at our website, notjustblowingsmoke.com, and keep in touch with us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram at Not Just Blowing Smoke. Thanks for listening, everybody. And that is Not Just Blowing Smoke.
Rolling with the top down,